A FAM production. Furniture and Mattress. FAM.news.
We talked to people that stayed at boutique hotels during the course of the past year, and it's not surprising what drove them to choose those properties. What is surprising is what mattered most once they were on property, and it involves sleep. The Dos Marcos Show begins right now. Listen to this information we got from Genesis Credit. According to Experian, 40% of Americans have a FICO score below 700. That means 4 of every 10 sales are potentially lost because a customer won't qualify for enough credit or at all through traditional financing. Fact is, customers deserve a second chance at affordable financing, and no one believes that more than Genesis Credit. As the industry's premier second-look financing solution for over 20 years, Genesis provides high revolving credit lines for customers with FICO credit scores above 550. And Genesis wants retailers to know that, hey, if you're seeing lower credit lines and fewer credit approvals from your first finance option, let Genesis Credit take a second look. Find the right fit for your customers' financial needs at genesis-fs.com/thefam. Be honest, how much do you spend each year on product photography?
Aperture's the answer, Kinsley.
Products and more products and vignettes and tens of thousands of dollars in reshoots. I mean, the reshoots. And then it doesn't look consistent.
Aperture is the answer.
Look, the world's changed a lot. And one of the good changes is the tech driving Aperture.
Aperture is the answer.
All right, Quinn, you don't have to say Aperture is the answer anymore. So why don't you go ahead and tell them why?
Because it's the only tech company that Williams-Sonoma ever bought. And for good reason, Kinsley. They had the same problems with product photography, and now they don't. And now you won't.
Let's say you need a mattress photo. Boom. Place that beautiful bed inside Aperture's nifty 20 by 20 beauty box. Press a button, and the Aperture machine does all of the rest. All the lighting and cropping and shadows, all of it. And better yet, once you need a different background or different lighting, no reshoots. Your visual factory in a box does all the work.
And you know what? You save some money, you save some time, and you create product photography that can move at the speed of your ideas. Start today at outwardinc.com and tell them Dos Marcos sent you.
Because why? Aperture's the answer.
Welcome to the Dos Marcos Show with Mark Kinsley and Mark Quinn, where mattress and furniture leaders gather to grow, get the inside scoop, tell stories, and take tequila shots.
Uno, dos, tequila!
Welcome aboard. Here's your passport to a planet filled with the mattress industry's brightest minds and biggest ideas. The galaxy's greatest mattress podcast has liftoff in 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Mark Quinn, welcome to your show and our show, the Dos Marcos
When
Show.
did it become my show? Welcome to our show. Hey, great to see you. I'm fired up about this boutique hotel thing. I love boutique hotels.
I love boutique hotels as well. And so at Englander, we are in the boutique hotel space. So we serve those type of accounts with great quality products. And you know how we are. We like to truly learn our way into these environments so that we can serve them better. And one of the things that we were looking at as we expand our business in the boutique hotel space was what really matters and what can we offer up to these hoteliers that will help them make a sleep experience even better. So we did this pretty exhaustive research project, national sample research, a 90% confidence interval. And we talked to people that stayed at boutique hotels for 3+ nights over the course of the past year. And of course, what I wanted to learn about was how much does the bed and the mattress matter and the sheets and the pillows and all the things that go along with creating that sanctuary style sleep environment. Because you know how it is. You go into a hotel sometimes and, you know, there are lights blinking here and there and noise from the neighbors and no blackout blinds. And the bed feels like a rock. And then you have this awful experience. So what do people truly experience at boutique hotel environments? And one of the things that bubbled up throughout just having conversations about this research was many people are heading out these days on sleep excursions. Now, Adrian from our team talked to me about sleep excursions. She'd been reading up about this, and people are booking boutique hotels or booking, Airbnbs or other properties just for the sake of getting good sleep. So this is top of mind for people, and clearly they're seeking it out. Now, here's the first data point. This is not going to surprise you. The number one reason people chose boutique hotels over other properties. They were more fun and unique. And then second to that was location. Of course, you can, put a smaller property in a cooler neighborhood and you can make it very quirky, fun, unique, attractive, stylish, whatever you want to say. So it's not surprising that people would choose it for that reason. Now, once they were on property, once they were staying in the hotel, we gave them a list of 20 items and we said, how important are each of the following in a boutique hotel? And we let them just rank those based on their own experience and their own preferences. Now, this is everything from the entertainment, the fitness center, the availability of a restaurant on property, check-in, check-out, pillows, sheets, mattress, staff, all that. The number one item that mattered most, the most important item once they were on property, quality, comfort of the mattress. And number two, getting a good night's sleep. And the angels and the heavens opened up for me and they rejoiced. I'm like, people actually do care. May not drive them into the market for that boutique hotel, but once they are there, they want a great mattress and they want to get a great night's sleep. Does that surprise you? What are your thoughts?
It doesn't surprise me. I was going to say, first of all, well, the sleep excursion thing, like Bridget loves to go with me on a business trip, even if it's for a day or so, because she's not at her house and she doesn't wake up feeling like she's got stuff to do, right? So you wake up in a hotel and the only thing you have to do is order room service, get coffee, and lay around unless you've got some kind of excursion planned or whatever. But so I get that, and sleep in and not have to worry about making the bed and like all those little things. So I totally understand that. As far as the mattress, and I get that it's the most important thing, but here's what's funny. If it wasn't a boutique hotel, if that was, Mark, instead the answer for any hotel, then don't you think hotels would spend more time talking about their mattress and their sleep environment? We know that Heavenly Bed, back in the day when they came out with that concept, it was a huge win. And you always had people talking about, I want the Heavenly Bed, I want the Heavenly Bed. And little did they realize that it wasn't just the mattress that was good there. It was all the things around the mattress, the down comforter, the pillows they had, the type of sheets. It was the whole complete setup. So I guess it doesn't surprise me at all. But given that, by the way, props to you in Englander for doing the research, because you don't want to be the company that doesn't know what it doesn't know, right? So you went out and paid to learn your way in. So when you're going to these boutique hoteliers, right? Hoteliers, that's a word, right? Then it's about what you know, not about what you think you know. So you're handing them data and says, look, don't take my word for it. This information is projectable to your population and the people buying from you. But anyway, so I love that you guys did that, but it doesn't surprise me. I just wonder if it's the same, if they get the same like response back on national change. Do you think?
I would think so. So let me give you a couple more pieces of data that you could snack on here. So we asked, when you entered the room during your last stay, your boutique hotel stay, what did you first notice or gravitate toward in the room itself? Please be as specific as possible. 87% of people, almost every person, said the first thing they gravitated toward was the bed and the mattress. And if you think about it, when people are in the room, they're kicking back on the bed. We have a little chart that breaks down like what are people doing in the room. And a lot of times they're working in the bed, and of course they're sleeping in the bed and watching TV in the bed. So they spend a lot of time there. So it's no surprise they gravitate toward it. And the other thing that you said that was really interesting that I was surprised by the data was how many people actually inquire about buying the mattress they slept on, specifically at a boutique hotel. 36% of people have inquired about a mattress they slept on at the hotel. Now, I'm not so sure I trust this next number. 25% of our total sample said they claimed they purchased the brand they inquired about. Now, that might be true for a boutique hotel, probably not so much for a chain, definitely not for like a VRBO or Airbnb, but a third of people are saying, hey, I asked about the mattress I slept on. And I think a lot of it has to do for that entire experience you're creating and all the conditions that you just described that Bridget enjoys, not having to make the bed, and I don't have all these haunts around me that I have to go take care of. But wow, if that is the case and so many people are asking about the bed, you better have great beds and even programs where you can help people get the mattress they slept on as a boutique hotelier.
I like it, Mark, because at the end of the day, like if they're really that fired up about your bed, number one, if you have a great bed, and so I dealt with this guy, Dan, Digs by Dan, right? So he's got some Airbnb places out on the West Coast and Big Sur, like just beautiful, like, higher end homes. So he put all Spink and Co beds in there. And then he created a marketing asset with a tent that said, hey, here's your bed. It was grown on a farm in England. It's celebrated by the Queen herself. And so there's this whole thing. And then it says, if you want to buy one, here's where you go. Like that seems like a complete like hack in a positive direction for the consumer, because if they lay in your bed, number one, if you think enough about it, that you're going to build value in the bed by saying, hey, this is how we source our bed. This is why it's so incredible. And this is why you're going to get a great night's sleep. Just by calling it out, it tells the person staying at your hotel that you value it on their behalf. Like you're the curator of the cool stuff, right? And then and then if you love it, like a lot of them will, because here's another thing that made me think, Kinsley, is like, so how bad does your bed at home have to be for you to go to a hotel and the hotel bed is better than the one that you have? Like that's sad, right? So that's another thing where you're like, oh my God, like a good gut check for people is, hey, if you ever travel and their bed is better, then you have a problem. But they may not realize it because they don't have a measuring stick against the one that they have at home. So that's another thing that made me think. But yeah, that makes total sense, especially if, that's the thing, like who's helping you? Like the hotel is helping the consumer have a shortcut into a killer experience that they had at your property. So why not help them and take some profit out of that?
Rex Harris from Bright came to Dream Camp, and he was talking about how Bright is putting many of their mattresses in boutique hotels and other properties so that if you live locally, you can go spend a night on Bright and not have to make the upfront investment before you really understand how you feel about the product and how your body feels on that product. And I think this is just serving the consumer in a way that might be unexpected. And whenever you create surprise as a boutique hotelier, you create delight. And, I was even thinking about this in terms of a connection to retailers. So I can't tell you how many mattresses George Samaras with Portland Mattress Makers in Portland, Maine would sell based on his relationship with these property owners along the beautiful coast of Maine. And of course, people have this magical experience and they enjoy the mattress and they got great sleep and they come home and they want the same bed. Not surprising. So whenever you think about the experience though, you got to figure out how to make it easy and frictionless on the consumer. So maybe there's an opportunity for the hotelier to partner with the mattress retailer as well. So, hey, as Englander, I would be happy to put together a program where, okay, great. We know as a consumer, it's a pain to figure out how to get a new mattress and then get rid of the old one and get the new one into your house. So that friction creates a delay in the purchase. And we know that sometimes it's a couple of years. And then once they're in the market for a mattress, it's usually 1 to 3 months once they truly decide I'm going to buy. So anytime you can remove that friction, boom, they went to the hotel, they decided on the bed they wanted to buy, and now they're having a hard time getting it. That's where the local retailer could come in with that relationship and be like, hey, we do delivery, we do takeaway. In the case of a guy like Keith Moneymaker, we have the Dreams for All Foundation, which sanitizes gently used mattresses and gives them to people who are sleeping on the floor. So there's this whole swirling effect there that you can create for consumers on top of putting great mattresses in your hotel. And I know a lot of retailers do a really good job with that. So obviously, we're looking at this as this, I would call it a swath or a cohort of consumers who are more attuned to their sleep. And the data suggests that our boutique hotel guests who stayed in the past three nights in the past 12 months said 76% of them said, I'm a pretty good sleeper. So if you are a pretty good sleeper, which that's much higher than the general population, you're dialed into sleep. You might be an influencer. And I'll tell you, the other stat that I loved here was 71% of respondents said the quality of their sleep is going to impact that review.
Wow. Well, there's a whole nother, like what's the value of the review of your hotel company, right? Like really important. And so, Kinsley, it reminds me of a conversation you and I were having the other day about final mile delivery, right? Why, like, do everything right with your customer? Like the funnel, you get them in, you're meeting with them on social media, you're creating a great experience for them with your brand. So when they come into your store, and then you screw it up when you deliver the bed, right? So think about the reverse, like thinking on this. So I stayed at a hotel, like this was a decade ago when I was going to go call on Sleep Number on behalf of Leggett and Platt because we sold them adjustable bases. So I wanted to go try their product, and I found out that in Minneapolis that there was a hotel that had their product in there. So I slept on it the night before so that when I went into the meeting, I could speak from experience. Hey, I slept in your bed. Here's the problem, though. The bed they had in that hotel was like their baseline model, like junk, like felt like really badly. And so when I slept on it, like I did not have a good impression of Sleep Number. What I knew that the average consumer didn't know, though, was that was their base model, and they had much better product above that. So if you're going to have a bed in the hotel, the consumer takes that sheet off and they see, hey, that's an Englander. If that's the lowest price, like not a great bed, then their view of Englander then is bad if the hotel didn't invest in the right product for that room, right? So there's also that side of that you got to really be careful with, right?
And for the panel that I'm going to help facilitate at the Boutique Lifestyle Leaders Association, that's the name of the conference. It's at the Westlake Village Inn in Thousand Oaks, just north of LA. So I've already talked to some of the other attendees and the people that are going to be on the panel. And this gentleman named Max Long has a beautiful property in Bali, and it's a 15-key property. And he said that he actually took out all the mattresses that were from kind of your standard supplier and has upgraded those just to enhance that guest sleep experience. So I know these hoteliers are thinking about it because the guests are thinking about it. And gosh, if you deliver a bad night of sleep for someone and there are conditions that you can control, and one of those is the amount of time that your body spends on that mattress, that's an investment worth making 100%. And by the way, if you are a hotelier or a retailer and you would like this research, it's a 27-page research deck. And I think it has great insights for what's happening in those hotel and boutique hotel environments, how to enhance the guest experience, some data you can chew on to refine that experience. Shoot me a note. You can go to fam.news and text us on our podium number. You can email me, mark@englander.com. And I'm happy to share it with retailers as well. Maybe there are retailers out there trying to put together a program, and it might be something that they can chew on to help their local hoteliers create that amazing experience. Happy to share it with you.
Yeah, I think a lot of retailers do that, Kinsley, and go out and like sell to those types of hotels so they have people coming in. So data like this would be very helpful to them. And there's a lot of bedding manufacturers that have very large contract divisions of their companies. So this kind of research could be really big. You know, I love it. I think here's the problem too. If you don't get a good night's sleep, going back to that data point, if you don't get a great night of sleep, then in the consumer's mind, are they blaming the mattress for that? Even though it might have been temperature, even though it could have been the people in the room next door to you keeping you up with TV like blaring through the wall all night long. Like there's a lot of things that could impact sleep, but the mattress may be the victim of that, you know, negative outcome. So that's interesting that.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's about the robe, Kinsley. I go straight to the closet and look at the robe and the slippers. I make sure that they're like warm and fuzzy and, you know, comfortable.
Yeah. You got to have a robe or it's not a Quinn approved experience. Hey, I will tell you, we asked open-ended questions, advice for improving the sleep experience at a boutique hotel. Number one was the bed, the mattress. Now, that can be a little all-encompassing. Number two, blackout shades.
You cut out there on me. You said, yeah, number one. I'm sorry, you cut out there on me. What was number one again?
Yeah, when people were given the option, an open-ended option to respond about what would enhance or improve the sleep experience at a boutique hotel, the number one thing they said was the bed or the mattress. So they are dialed into that and thinking about it. Then it's blackout shades, pillows, noise, lighting, cleaner blankets. So anyway, it did bubble up to the very top. And now when I think, to your point though, when people think about the bed or the mattress, they are thinking about that entire experience. You know, if the pillow's too high in profile or too low, where you don't have options there, the sheets are scratchy, or the top of bed doesn't look luxurious or feel right. And then, of course, the mattress is like a rock or it just doesn't feel comfortable. People are going to be thinking about that. So it is the entire experience.
Yeah, man, so Kinsley, what's really crazy about this whole conversation, if you look at it and then you look at the research with consumer and you open end that question to them, like what can help you get a better night of sleep, and mattress is dead last. But yet when you look at it through the lens of a hotel, somehow mattress like boils up to the top of that list. Don't you think that's interesting?
It is interesting. And what you're referring to, for those who don't know, is we did another national sample research project. And we asked what most contributes to you personally getting a good quality night of rest. And we gave them 8 options, everything from fitness to nutrition, stress management, mattress, sleep aids. So there are a variety of different options they could choose, and they put them in order. And the number one item they said most contributes to their good quality night of sleep was sleep aids. Ugh, sleep aids. Number 8, last on the list, was the mattress. So you're right. That's why whenever I looked at this data and I said, wow, 76% of these respondents who go to boutique hotels say, I'm a pretty good sleeper. So this is more of an influential group who's thinking about it. So there's this opportunity almost to create ambassadorship from this cohort.
Yes, it is, and I like even the concept of Airbnbs in addition to the boutique guys. If you value it, and look, Kinsley, remember we always used to say, who owns sleep? Who owns sleep? Well, it's drug companies. Like we thought that, but even back then, the Heavenly Bed owned sleep more than a lot of like mattress companies or furniture retailers or mattress retailers, because Heavenly Bed was doing so much promotion. They did a fantastic job of really building value around that, so that people, when they did want to go and sleep in a great hotel or a like one that they knew like invested in the mattress, like now that we hear that, it shocks me that more hotel properties don't lean into that one single message more than they do. And so what a big miss for the hotels, right?
Yeah. Chew on this data, apply it in some way, build messages around it, refine your business, up your operations. It's all there. It's all there. You just got to do something with it. And the first step, like we talked about, is just filling in the gaps in knowledge and understanding what you don't know. And so that's why we did this research. I'm super excited. Ariella, Nicole, Fran, thank you so much for all your help getting ready for the Boutique Lifestyle Leaders Association conference. And thanks to the people at Westlake Village Inn and everybody that's going to attend, and my fellow panelists and the audience that's going to be there. Really excited to hear the feedback. So I'll circle back, Quinn. This is my commitment to you. I'll circle back, give you the full report, and help this audience understand what these boutique hoteliers and people connected to this community think about the research. And then hopefully that refines all of our thinking so that we can understand sleep better, continue to serve people, continue to create great guest experiences, both in hotels and at retail.
You know what you should do while you're there, Kinsley, is spin up a new Dos Marcos service of coming to their boutique hotel in fabulous destination locations, and we will do a full assessment. It would take a minimum of 3 days, because I don't think you can do it in one day. I think you need some consistency over time. We'll do a full assessment of their mattress, their sheets, their pillows, the nighttime rituals, the lighting, the scents in the room. And then we'll come back and grade it for them so they can upgrade that experience based on our expertise. And we can travel around like Hawaii and Puerto Rico and just stay in these really nice places. But we'd be providing a service, don't you think?
Of course. And naturally, we would evaluate the robes as well.
And slippers, yes. So I love it. Hey, great job. Way to drill down and know what you don't know. I love that you guys did that.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate Englander for all the support. Of course, I'm responsible for that company, so thank you to me for all that support.
You are brilliant, Kinsley. And thanks to everyone listening. We love you guys, and we're so grateful. Wherever you are, you're on a treadmill, you're out walking around the neighborhood. Some people tell us they listen to us in the shower. If that's where you're at, then hey, man, get the soap.
Let's get weird.
It's time for the soap rinse out of your hair. And go on to Spotify and iTunes, wherever you listen to the show, and make sure you give Mark Kinsley and his clean, freshly rinsed hair 5 stars.
You could bounce on it. Yeah, bounce with it, bounce with it. Bounce with it, bounce with it. All right. What is a hybrid? It's like peanut butter jelly, peanut butter chocolate. Hybrid so tight, there's no way that you could topple it. Hybrid on my wrist, that's a calculator watch. We add ourselves together and we take it up a notch.
Got the airflow, yo, keep you cool as it get. Visco foam alone to make you drip sweat. Get a hybrid mattress, yes, you'll get better rest. Cool and comfortable,
Hybrid like a sweater vest. You know the game, we're ahead of the sun. Cause the two of us together are way better than one. Cause I'm cool as ice
and I'm hot like a heater.
Bounce by the ounce, now we got it by the liter.
Well, you take a spring and you wrap it up right. You can sleep so smooth or bounce all night. Put two together, get a whole lot more. Get the feel of the comfort core.
You can bounce on it.
Lay back, you don't have to practice. It's the best thing to happen to your mattress. Get together to do it like I did. Everybody get hybrid.
If you want somebody to get in your vicinity, you probably want to feel a little bit of a hybridity. Foam alone, out of 5, maybe 1 star. Springs and foam, we're taking care of that lumbar. Mad back support, the best way to shack up or just get rest that won't mess your back up.
Like a hot chick mixed with a particle physicist or a mullet. Party in the back of the business. Best of both worlds like Mars and Venus.
The ultimate hybrid.
Nothing short of genius.
Keeping it loose while keeping it tight. We can make you sleep or play all night. Put two together, get a whole lot more. Get the feel of the comfort core.
You can bounce on it.
No stopping when the beat gets played back. Springs keep it popping, foam keeps it laid back. Party over here, get invited. Everybody get hybrid.
Listen, doesn't matter if your kitchen is charming when your bedroom's the most important part of the apartment. What kind of bed do you keep back there? Does your girl wanna chill on a beanbag chair? Hell no!
You need springs and foam, cause if that bowling ball don't bounce, you'll be sleeping alone.
And if the bed don't react, then you can't get low. We got the type of bounce that won't spill your Merlot.
So stick with us and you'll get rewarded.
Cause I'm so gentle
and I'm so supportive.
Hybrid is where the magic is.
And we just killed a song about mattresses.